Imagine a sky ablaze, the horizon painted with hues of red and orange, as if the heavens themselves are on fire. The beauty of such a sight is undeniable, yet it carries with it an ominous undertone, a warning of the power that lies beyond our world. The air crackles with heat, shimmering with waves that distort the very fabric of our reality. It's a scene that evokes both wonder and fear, a reminder of the raw, untamed forces that govern our universe. Cities crumble under a fiery rain, their structures no match for the relentless onslaught from the sky. The urban landscape, once a symbol of human achievement, now lies in ruins, a testament to the fragility of our creations. Is this our future? The end of our world as we know it? The end of time itself? These questions linger in the air, heavy with the weight of uncertainty and dread. The dark clouds that gather on the horizon seem to whisper of an impending doom, a fate that we cannot escape. Since the dawn of humanity, we have gazed upon the cosmos with a mixture of awe and fear. The night sky, with its countless stars and celestial wonders, has always been a source of inspiration and mystery. We look up, seeking answers to questions that have haunted us for millennia. The vastness of space, the power of the stars, the very concept of infinity, these things both inspire and terrify us. They remind us of our smallness in the grand scheme of the universe, of the forces that lie beyond our control. It's no wonder that we've always searched for meaning in the movements of the heavens, for clues to our fate. Ancient astronomers charted the stars, seeking patterns and signs, while modern scientists continue to explore the cosmos, driven by the same quest for understanding. Across cultures and throughout history, prophecies have emerged, whispering of an inevitable end. These ancient texts, filled with cryptic messages and foreboding visions, have captivated our imaginations and fueled our fears. They speak of floods, fires, earthquakes, and plagues, natural disasters that seem to echo the chaos and destruction foretold in these prophecies. Each event a reminder of the delicate balance that sustains our world and how easily it can be disrupted. They speak of wars, famine, and the collapse of civilizations, human conflicts and societal breakdowns that mirror the apocalyptic scenarios described in these ancient writings. The ruins of past empires stand as silent witnesses to the cyclical nature of history. These prophecies, passed down through generations, serve as stark reminders of our own mortality. They are stories told by the fire, warnings etched in the pages of history, urging us to heed their lessons. They force us to confront the possibility that our time on this planet is finite. The ticking clock, a symbol of our limited existence, compels us to reflect on our actions and their consequences. But what if these prophecies are more than just stories? What if they contain a grain of truth, a glimpse into a future that awaits us? The ancient texts, with their enigmatic messages, may hold the key to understanding our destiny. What if they contain a grain of truth, a glimpse into a future that awaits us? The shadowy figures of prophecy, with their foreboding predictions, challenge us to look beyond the present and consider the long-term consequences of our actions. As we stand on the brink of an uncertain future, we must ask ourselves, are we prepared for what lies ahead? The idea of an apocalypse, a final decisive battle between good and evil, is deeply ingrained in the human psyche. This concept has fascinated humanity for millennia, capturing our imaginations and influencing our beliefs. The notion of an ultimate showdown, where the forces of light and darkness clash in a dramatic confrontation, is a recurring theme in our stories and myths. It speaks to our deepest fears and hopes, reflecting our desire for justice and the triumph of good over evil. It's a theme that resonates across religions and cultures, from the apocalyptic literature of the Bible to the ancient myths of Ragnarok. In Christianity, the Book of Revelation describes a series of cataclysmic events leading to the final judgment. Similarly, in Norse mythology, Ragnarok foretells the end of the world through a great battle, resulting in the death of gods and the rebirth of the world. These stories, though varied in their details, share a common thread: the belief in an inevitable end, followed by a new beginning. These narratives often feature charismatic figures, individuals who claim to possess divine knowledge, who promise salvation in the face of impending doom. These leaders emerge during times of crisis, offering hope and guidance to those who feel lost and afraid. They present themselves as messengers of a higher power, chosen to lead their followers through the darkness and into the light. Their charisma and conviction can be incredibly persuasive, drawing people in with promises of redemption and a better future. But are these figures truly messengers of a higher power, or are they something far more sinister? The line between genuine belief and manipulation can be thin, and history is replete with examples of leaders who have exploited their followers' faith for their own gain. These individuals may cloak themselves in the guise of righteousness, but their true intentions can be far more malevolent. They prey on the vulnerable, using fear and uncertainty to control and manipulate. Throughout history, countless individuals have declared themselves prophets, claiming to hold the key to understanding the end times. From ancient seers to modern-day visionaries, these figures have sought to interpret the signs and portents of the apocalypse. They offer their followers a sense of purpose and direction, promising to reveal the hidden truths of the universe. Yet the accuracy of their prophecies is often questionable, and their motivations can be complex and multifaceted. While some may be driven by genuine belief, others are motivated by a desire for power, influence, or even wealth. The allure of being seen as a divine messenger can be intoxicating, granting these individuals a level of authority and reverence that few can resist. They may use their position to amass wealth, control their followers, and exert influence over political and social systems. The line between spiritual guidance and exploitation becomes blurred, as the pursuit of personal gain takes precedence over the well-being of their followers. These false prophets prey on our deepest fears, exploiting our anxieties about the future for their own gain. They tap into the collective unease that arises during times of uncertainty, offering simple solutions to complex problems. By presenting themselves as the sole bearers of truth, they create a dependency among their followers, who look to them for guidance and reassurance. This dynamic can lead to dangerous consequences, as the followers become increasingly isolated from alternative perspectives and more entrenched in the prophet's worldview. One such figure emerged from the ashes of the Soviet Union, captivating followers with his claims of divinity and promises of a new world order. In the chaos and uncertainty that followed the collapse of the Soviet regime, people were searching for meaning and direction. This leader, with his charismatic presence and compelling narrative, offered them a sense of purpose and hope. He promised a new era of peace and prosperity, a vision that resonated deeply with those who had experienced the turmoil of the past. His name was Sergei Torop, but to his disciples, he was known as Vissarion, the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Vissarion's teachings combined elements of Christianity, Eastern religions, and his own unique interpretations, creating a new spiritual movement. His followers, drawn by his message of love, unity, and spiritual awakening, saw him as a savior in a time of great upheaval. They believed that through Vissarion, they could achieve a higher state of consciousness and prepare for the coming transformation of the world. His influence grew, attracting thousands who were eager to embrace his vision of a new, enlightened society. Sergei Torop, a former traffic policeman, underwent a profound transformation in the late 1980s. He claimed to have experienced a spiritual awakening, a revelation that he was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. Adopting the name Vissarion, he began to preach a unique blend of Christianity, Buddhism, and apocalyptic beliefs. Vissarion's teachings resonated with many Russians disillusioned by the collapse of the Soviet Union. They flocked to his remote commune in Siberia, seeking solace and a sense of community in a world that seemed to be crumbling around them. At its peak, Vissarion's Church of the Last Testament boasted thousands of followers, drawn to his message of peace, environmentalism, and preparation for a coming golden age. Vissarion presented himself as a benevolent leader, a shepherd guiding his flock to salvation. Vissarion's story, while extraordinary, is not unique. Throughout history, there have been numerous individuals who have claimed to possess divine insight or a unique connection to a higher power. These figures often emerge during times of social upheaval or uncertainty, offering a sense of purpose and direction to those who feel lost or disenfranchised. History is replete with examples of charismatic leaders who have captivated followers with promises of utopia or salvation, only to lead them down a path of destruction. These leaders often possess a magnetic personality, an ability to articulate the hopes and fears of their followers, and a vision of a better world that seems just within reach. However, The reality behind these promises is often far more sinister. In the United States, figures like David Koresh and Jim Jones serve as stark reminders of the dangers posed by unchecked charisma and apocalyptic ideologies. These men were able to amass a significant following by presenting themselves as messianic figures, capable of leading their followers to salvation. Their teachings often included a mix of religious doctrine, personal revelation, and apocalyptic prophecy, creating a potent cocktail that was difficult for many to resist. Both men established isolated communities, demanding absolute obedience from their followers, and preparing for an inevitable confrontation with the outside world. These communities were often cut off from mainstream society, creating an environment where the leader's word was law and dissent was not tolerated. The isolation served to reinforce the leader's control, as followers had little to no contact with outside perspectives that might challenge their beliefs. Koresh's Branch Davidians, holed up in their Waco compound, believed the apocalypse was imminent. They stockpiled weapons and supplies, convinced that they were preparing for a final, cataclysmic showdown between the forces of good and evil. Koresh's teachings were a blend of Christian eschatology and his own personal revelations, which he claimed were divinely inspired. Their fiery standoff with federal agents in 1993 ended in tragedy, with over 70 people, including Koresh himself, perishing in the inferno. The Waco siege became a symbol of the deadly consequences that can arise when charismatic leaders are allowed to operate without oversight, and when their followers are willing to sacrifice everything for the cause. Jim Jones, the self-proclaimed Messiah of the People's Temple, led his followers to a remote settlement in Guyana, Jonestown. Jones promised his followers a utopian society, free from the racial and social injustices that plagued the United States. However, the reality of life in Jonestown was far from the idyllic vision that Jones had painted. He preached a message of racial equality and social justice, but his paranoia and increasingly erratic behavior created an atmosphere of fear and control. Jones's grip on his followers tightened as he became more convinced that external forces were conspiring against him. He implemented strict rules and harsh punishments, and his once inspiring sermons took on a darker, more menacing tone. In 1978, over 900 people, including over 300 children, died in a mass suicide murder orchestrated by Jones. The tragedy of Jonestown shocked the world and served as a grim reminder of the potential for devastation when a charismatic leader's influence goes unchecked. The images of the aftermath, with hundreds of bodies strewn across the settlement, remain etched in the collective memory as a testament to the dangers of blind faith and absolute obedience. These tragedies serve as chilling reminders of the seductive power of cults and the dangers of blind faith. They highlight the importance of critical thinking, skepticism, and the need for oversight when individuals or groups claim to have exclusive access to the truth. As we reflect on the stories of Vissarion, Koresh, and Jones, we are reminded of the fragile line between faith and fanaticism, and the devastating consequences that can arise when that line is crossed.